Yes, good morning, everyone, and welcome to this TechMan and OnRobot DBM webinar, which is mainly focused on the Vietnamese market today. But of course, anybody outside from Vietnam who's attended or attending can also learn a lot, I believe, from today's webinar. So we are just going to wait a few more minutes to see if some of the registrants are signing in. So just give us a couple of minutes and then we will get going as soon as possible. Thank you. Okay, I think we will start with the presentation now. So Leo, please go ahead with it. Thank you.
Okay.
So good morning, everyone, and welcome to this TechMan robot and OnRobot presentation. Today we are focusing on the Vietnamese market and we'll be discussing how TechMan robot and OnRobot will be able to support manufacturers in the manufacturing industry in Vietnam. We will have a couple of presenters today. From OnRobot side, it will be myself. My name is Nils. And from TechMan Robot, we will have Owen View, based out of Taiwan. So a bit of about the agenda today, a bit of housekeeping. This webinar is being recorded, just so you're aware. We will go around this way that I will start with an introduction to OnRobot, and then Owen will give an introduction to TechMan Robot after that. And then we will have our shared partner, DBM from Vietnam, to give an introduction to their own company and what they do and how they work with TechMan and OnRobot respectively. And then we will show a few different application examples showing how the OnRobot grippers work together with the TechMan cobot. And then at the end, we'll have a Q&A session. So there'll be no questions answered during the presentation itself. We will answer all questions at the end. So basically, if you look at the right of your screen, you will see a question box. So you're welcome to type in questions during the presentation and we'll answer them at the end of the presentation. So let me start with the presentation about OnRobot. So OnRobot is a startup company within the end effector industry. We are about 5 years old and we are a merger of 5 different companies from Denmark, Hungary, and the US. Right now, we have the headquarters in Denmark, in Odense, and we are about 180 plus employees globally with 3 areas where we have production and R&D centers, which is in Denmark, in Budapest in Hungary, and in Los Angeles in the US. As for the APAC region, which is more relevant to this presentation, I am based out of the Singapore office, which is the APAC regional office, but we also have offices in Shanghai, in Seoul, and in Tokyo. This is basically the current product universe of OnRobot. As you can see, majority of our products right now are different kind of grippers. We also have force stroke sensors. We have a 2.5D vision system. We have our latest products, which is an OnRobot screwdriver, and then we have quick changers, different kind of quick changers. Everything we do is electric. We don't touch pneumatics. We only work with electric products. So this is basically how you will see the connection between the Techman cobot and OnRobot products. So you have a few different ways that you can connect. As a start, you will need a single or dual quick changer. You'll basically see this is the dual quick changer here. You will see the single quick changer here, which will be attached to the arm of the Techman cobot. You can also use our Hex QC sensor or our 2D vision system as well, but you'll still need to put on a quick changer here. So once you have the quick changer on the robot side, you can basically take any of these products we have here and just click on. And you can take it off again within a few seconds by clicking a button, because there's no cables running attached to the grippers once they're attached to the arm. So you can switch between different end effectors within seconds, basically. So that makes it a very unique system, which no one else offers in the cobot industry. Now I'm going to be talking about very quickly the different products and what's the difference to other products in the market. Now we have our standard product, which is the RD2 and RD6 grippers. It's basically 2-finger grippers. This is the RD2 here. So the great thing with this is, compared to, let's say, standard grippers in the market, that you really have unlimited flexibility working with these grippers. For instance, you can have multiple parts because you can set the stroke in 1 millimeter stroke. So say you have today you're picking up a part which is 10 mm, and tomorrow you're picking up a part which is 30 mm. You can just, via the software, you can just regulate how much you want to open the gripper. And you can also set the force in a similar fashion by 1 Newton strokes. 1 Newton pressure. So for instance, with the RD2, the pressure is 3 to 40 Newton. So if you're picking up something very fragile, you can use 3 or 5 Newton. And tomorrow, if you're picking something hard and heavy, you can increase the force as well. So that gives you a huge flexibility, which is great, especially for SMEs. Another thing is, in terms of safety, so when we talk about collaborative, safety is always a big issue, and that is a very, very important thing. So if you use a collaborative robot and you use a non-collaborative gripper, you do not have a collaborative application, and that means you still need to fence off. So always remember, when you talk about collaborative applications, everything needs to be collaborative, otherwise it's not safe. So one of the things we have with these particular sensors is that we have our 2 pressure sensors here at the fingers, or just below the fingers, which are PLD Cat 3 certified. And that basically means that if, for instance, you get your fingers in between your grippers here and it closes, the gripper will automatically stop pressing and cut off. The same thing if something comes down, whatever you're lifting, it slides down, it also cut off so it doesn't break the gripper, and also it'll be safety, of course, for the worker who's working with the robot. In terms of design, which is another thing, you'll see here the product, for instance, there's no sharp edges. So again, once the robot arm moves around with the gripper, in case it hits anything, in case it hits a person, there's no chance of you getting cut, or very limited chance anyway of you being severely injured by the gripper because of the no sharp edges on here. You can also change these fingertips. There's just 2 screws here on the side that you can unscrew. You can take off the fingertips and you can change it. For instance, here we have some extensions that we're also selling. We have different shape of fingertips, but ultimately you can also make your own fingertips. If you want them longer, you want them wider, you want a round fingertips, for instance. So that gives you, again, a great flexibility. And like all our products, you can use this as a dual version. So you can have, for instance, 2 RD2 grippers together or 2 RD6 grippers together, or you can mix and match an RD2 and RD6 gripper if that works better for you. So a lot of flexibility in these type of grippers in the collaborative space, and especially for SMEs. Here we have one of our unique products that nobody else is selling, which is our Gecko SB grippers. So basically, what's the difference here to other products in the market? So this one is purely mechanical. So the gripping is coming from the surface here, the material we are using on this gecko gripper. This is basically inspired from nature, from lizards, which is why we call it a gecko gripper. So the way you grip a product is basically just you put force on, put pressure on the product, and automatically it will stick to the product. You don't need any pneumatics, no suction, nothing like that. You just press and lift, that's it. Where do you use it? You use it typically for smooth, flat, and shiny surfaces. It could be glass, it could be different kind of screens, PCB boards, solar panels, and so on. So what's the advantages? For instance, this, if you use it as an example to pick up mobile phones, you are not going to make a mark on the glass, which basically means that you're saving a cleaning function and thereby saving money. Another thing is that if you're picking up things like PCB boards full of holes, it's very hard to do with pneumatic grippers because you have the suction and you have the hole, so it doesn't work well. But with this particular gripper, it doesn't matter. You can still pick up the products with ease. So that's some of the benefits to it. Again, no compressed air, no programming, so it's very, very simple to use. It's very safe. It's very clean as well. And again, here you can use it with the dual gripper, so you can have two Gecko SB grippers if you like. We have them in 3 sizes, 1, 3, and 5 kilo payload. So you can have, for instance, a 1 kilo payload on one side and a 5 kilo payload in a different size if you pick up different kind of size of products. So again, a very, very unique product that we are offering. The next products is our VDC10 and our VG10, which are basically our 2 electric vacuum gripper. So this one you see here is our VD10, which has 4 arms that you can basically bend in and bend out. You can also take off the suction cups, so you can use anything from 1 to all 16 suction cups. You can change the suction cups if you want them longer, you want them bigger, you want them in different material, depending on what you are picking up. And one of the things that are unique with this particular suction grippers is that there's 2 sides, an A side and a B side, so you can basically pick up 2 different products with the same gripper. Now for the VDC10, it's another slightly smaller gripper. It has the same payload, but basically what you can do here, it's very, very flexible in terms of how you can design it to pick up different shapes and sizes of products. So this is kind of a standard setup. But here's an example of a tailor-made extension arm where you can pick up two different products as well, but you can basically make these kind of shapes and sizes in any format you want to fit exactly the product you're picking up. So the flexibility is really huge with this VDC10 gripper. And it's very easy to use as well. It's basically out of the box. It's very easy to program. So even though you don't have your internal engineering department, it's easy for you to set up on a cobot as well. And because it's electric, if you want to use it on an AGV, for instance, say in a warehouse, you don't have to worry about it because again, there's no compressed air needed or anything like that. And again, like everything else, these 2 products are also working with the dual bracket setup, so you can use a VD10 and a VDC10 together, or 2 VDC10s together if you like. Payload is maximum up to 15 kilo for both grippers. The next product is our 3-finger gripper, the 3FD15. So basically 15 stands for 15 kilo payload. And the 3-finger gripper is optimal really for round and cylindrical objects. So for instance, if you have machine sending, which is a great example of where to use our 3-finger gripper, it can do payload up to 15 kilo, as I said. It's great for round objects, but you can also change the fingertips. This is the standard fingertips. Here's a few samples, for instance, that you can buy from us, or you can also design your own fingertips if you like that. Here's a great example of a machine sending application where you see it's closing around a round object. It's going to put it in and out here, and it works very well and very safely as well. As the 2-finger grippers I showed before, you can set the stroke, you can set the force to fit whatever product you are picking up, whether it's a more fragile object or it's a bigger and harder object as well. Up here as well, you'll see the 1, 2, 3, which basically means that you can take the finger and you can move them in and out to fit bigger or smaller objects as well. And as I said before, you can change the fingertips as well, anything from metal to rubber or whatever you find useful for your particular application. What is great here is that this product is IP67 rated. So basically it means that if you're working, especially in dirty environments, which machine shops or machine tending factories tend to be sometimes, it's easy to use and it's safe to use, and you can even wash it down. So that's a great thing as well. It's a very, very powerful gripper, so it can take up to 240 Newton. So it can basically pick up very, very heavy items as well. So very cost effective, very simple to program. It comes with the software and then fully integrated with TechMan, like our other products as well. So again, a very, very easy to use and very flexible product, which again are great for SMEs with high mix, low volume production. The next product is our latest products that we launched about a month plus ago, which is our collaborative screwdriver, which again is electric. So again, that means like our other products, basically you can use it on AGV if that has any benefit for you. No need for air supply. And also it's a very safe product. So this particular area where the screw is sitting, once you pick up the screw from the screw feeder here, the screw will be moved inside so it doesn't stick out during moving from the screw feeder down to where you have to screw in the screw in the specific product. So basically that means it's a higher safety as well. It also has a feedback for detecting the screw press in itself, for the screw lengths, for the torque values, as well as obstructions. So basically it gives you higher productivity and a higher quality. You won't be able to see it here, but basically you have an LED status as well, so you will always know what status the screwdriver is in and whether there's any issues with the screwdriver as well. So where do you use it? Typically, of course, will be assembly, so screwing, which could be tightening or loosening screws. It could be like here, putting parts on an assembly board, for instance. It is also ESD safe, which of course is very, very important for the electronics industry. So again, very easy to set up, fully integrated with TechMan. There's no need for air supply. It's a very, very safe product. Basically, it's the only truly collaborative screwdriver in the market. And it can also work with a dual bracket, so you can work, for instance, with a screwdriver and a gripper, if that makes sense. The next is our 6-axis force-torque sensors. So there's different type of force-torque sensors in the market. OnRobot has an optical sensor, which is a patented solution, and we're the only one in the world offering the optical force-torque sensors. So one of the benefits with this is that because it's optical and it's not based on electric currents, it's not affected by electrical noise, from machineries and mobile phones and whatever else you have in a factory. So it's a more stable reading. It's also extremely robust. So basically, if it hits something, once it is moving around, it's not going to break. And last but not least, it's also IP67 rated, which competitors are not. So again, you use it in areas which are a bit dirty or there's water spray and so on, like machine tending. It's safe to use as well. How does a sensor work? What does it do? So basically, what it does is it gives the robot arm a human dexterity. So basically, a robot arm itself does not have a very high force and torque sensing. So it basically gives the robot arm the same feeling you have in your hand. Where is that great? It's great in areas where you need to do, for instance, assembly. It could be also inspection and testing. For instance, you want to test buttons on a car radio, for instance. And ultimately things like surface finishing, like polishing, grinding, sanding, and so on, where you need a constant pressure to have an even quality. These are areas where you use force-torque sensors. So again, our hex sensor is integrated with the TechMan robot, so that gives you an additional option for what you can use with collaborative applications. It's very simple to program as well. The next product we have is our soft gripper. So the soft gripper comes with, this is the base part of the soft gripper here, the metal part, and then you have three different skirts, which have different softness and hardness or different shapes, so you can pick up different items. So these soft grippers are FDA and EC approved, and they basically they're food grade approved, so you can pick up like bakery items and food items or ready meals, sushi, things like that. So where do you use them? As I said, food and beverage would be very good. But you can also use them where you need to pick up other fragile items like electronics, for instance, or in pharma industry. So these are some of the areas where this would be great to use. So you would only need one metal part, but then you can buy these three different parts. So you can easily change between these silicone parts depending on what you are picking up. Again, this is IP67 rated. So again, it can be basically go in the washing machine, these silicone parts, if you need to wash it, they are dishwasher safe. And like the other products we have, it works with the dual gripper option as well. So you can use two different grippers at the same time. It could be one skirt and a different skirt if you're picking up different products and different sizes of products with the same robot. So you don't need to have two robots. You can just use one robot with two different grippers. Maximum payload here is up to 2.2 kilo, but that depends a bit on the type of silicone skirt you're using. So very high flexibility as well. The last product I'll be talking about today is our vision system. So as Techman will be explaining later on, basically the Techman robot comes with a built-in 2D vision, but sometimes you might need a vision system that can provide you the C coordinate for picking up, for instance, for palletizing, where you need to pick and place objects in different heights. So what our vision system is 2.5D. So it basically offers you that set coordinate as well. So in case you need that for your specific applications, then that's an option that you can use as well. So this is the current products we have. OnRobot will be launching a lot of new products over the coming months and years as well. So you can always keep in contact with DBM or OnRobot ourselves if you need to. You want to come on our mailing list and you want to know more about our products. So this is it. I will now hand over the presentation to Owen.
Hello, this is Owen from OnRobot. It's my honor to have this presentation opportunity to introduce the OnRobot and our sales channel and how to work with OnRobot in the Asia market. So today the introduction will aim to the Vietnam market. So let me just give you the guideline. So first of all, we will give the OnRobot introduction. The second is automation with the cobots. The third, the robot series, and the cobot application and sales channel and distributor in Vietnam's market introduction. So you can imagine the very difficult and so many gaps between the operator, human being operator, between the human being and the robot arms in the manufacturing sites. So just like difficult integration and complicated coding or programming and safety working environment requirements. So OnRobot is expected to launch the solution to eliminate this kind of gap and trying to provide a better robot arm and total solution to every single end customers. So this is what we want and this is what we do. So 10-Man Robot is founded in the 2016 and just kind of a 5 years company. So our capital is over 16 million US dollars, and global employee is up to 500. So our headquarters is located in Taoyuan, Taiwan, and the branch is in Busan, Korea, Shanghai, Shenzhen, China, and another one in Netherlands. So 10-Man Robot was designed 100% by ourselves, and we do the integration and do the assembly line in our manufacturing sites. So you also can see our ranking is up to the top 2 in the 2019. So you can see this page, we covered almost from the Europe, America, and Great China, as well as the Asia. So the worldwide market share is the number 2, 13%. And let me introduce our parent company. It's Quanta Computing. It was founded in 1988. The capital is over 1.3 billion US dollar in 2018. The headquarters is located in Taoyuan as well. Global employee is over 120,000. So Quanta Computer is one of the biggest notebook manufacturer and ENFs provider in the world. The product is covers the consumer electronics, server, and cloud computing. So you can see 10-Man Robot just got so many awards like Red Dots and Taiwan Excellence in 2018 and this year. You can see the outfit is very beautiful, stylish. So second, let me introduce why we need the cobots. Cobot, I mean the traditional robot requires so many fencing and so many complicated working environments. So it means the system integrator is required to do so many jobs, like to separate the human being and the equipment. So collaborative robot is able to meet the safety requirements and to provide a high mobility and flexibility to every single applications. It's very easier to use and repair and maintain. So you can see this chart. So in the next 10 years, you are able to see the 20 to 30% year-on-year growth, increasing tendency for the cobot shipments. You can see the most contribution from Asia. So especially Asia is the world factories. Everybody just moved their assembly line into the Asia. So this is why the Asia requires the traditional robot and the cobots mostly. So this is why we say we put more resource and attention on the Asia market, especially for the Vietnam markets. So this concept we call it a triple X concept. It's including the smart, simple, and safe from 10-Man Robot. Why we emphasize this concept? Because of these 3 points is the big challenge for the traditional robot. But cobot, 10-Man Cobot is aiming to solve this problem with our embedded vision. We call it smarter arm. So embedded vision is able to do the vision coordination and do the entry to middle levels AOI function job. And the simple, why we call it simple? Because you use the 10-Man Robot, you don't need the experienced engineering to do the programming or coding. We make this kind of job very simple and easy, especially for the operator. They can do it by themselves. And the safe means collaborative robot must comply for the safety ISO requirements like ISO 10218-1, and also there is another, so many safety requirements we can explain in the next few pages. So Temen robots has many models. This small to middle model, we call it a TM5 series. You can see the TM5 700 model means the 700 millimeter reach and 6 kilograms payload. And there's another model is 900 millimeters reach and 4 kilograms payload, especially for the electronics and pick and place job and food manufacturing job. There's another medium and heavier payload or the module available for the markets is TN12 and TN14. TN12 has the 1.3 meters reach and 12 kilograms payload. TN14 has the 1.1 meter reach and 14 kilogram payload. It's very suitable for the machine tending for metal, CNC, and plastic industry. So Temen robot has another available models like mobile series, means DC type. DC type electric type means you don't need the electricity converter for the AGV products. You just mounting the Temen robot on the top of the AGV, and you can save the room for the converters and the cost. So it is available for the TN5 series, TN12, and TN14, and you can use our embedded vision system and TN landmark to do the quick positioning. So this is why we say it's very we want to emphasize the mobility and the flexibility for this kind of total solution. So let me introduce our triple S. The first of all is the safety. It means Temen robot series comply with the ISO 10218-1 and the ISO TS 15066 safety regulation. It means that you have to be stopped by heating. It means the robot arm will immediately stop to ensure the safety. So you don't need to worry about the safety working environment. You just put on the Temen robot and to adjust the safety setting and to make sure it works properly and smoothly. The second is the simple. Why we call it simple? Because of the coding job, we make it very simple. We just make every single action into the small knot. So you just put in the knot into the main programming. You don't with the you just put it in the main screen with the flowchart concept. You don't need to learn additional C+ or any computer language. You just use the flowchart to finish your programming. So this is why we say Temen robot is able to provide the few days training to the newcomers to use the robot. They are able to finish the entry level class in one day. So especially this is why we say this is very simple for the user, like a robot and other equipments. So the third is the smart. Means we use the embedded vision to do so many AOI function jobs. So this is a 5 million pixels autofocus camera. You are able to do the vision job like a vision the item detection, item enhancement, and the barcode scanning. So this kind of job just with our landmark, TN landmark to do the vision coordination and positioning. So it's very, you don't need to do the vision integration by yourself or by the system integrator. You just use our own function from Tenman's user interface. So let me introduce our own patterns, TN landmark. It's very different from the traditional robots. So traditional robot is the robot base, but the Tenman's robot is the vision base. We put the landmark as the 0 point and to recognize the relative position between the Tenman landmark and the workpiece. So you don't worry about the Tenman robot was moved or to got any impact by the outer force. So Tenman robot is able to recognize the polygons under the TN logos. You can see it and just recognize the different multiple shape and age to do the vision coordination. So it's very smart, especially for the AGV solutions. You don't need to adjust the vision job many times. You just put the landmark on the destination and use the Tenman robot to recognize the relative position. And this is another 3D solution we want to launch in these markets. So Tenman robot has different 3D solutions to the market. First of all is the eye to hand. The second is eye in hand function. So eye to hand means we work with the essential camera to do the 3D beam pickings. And eye in hand, we work with our own solutions. We'll put the 3D camera on the top of our embedded vision. These two vision, we are able to input the CAD file and the geometry and the point cloud comparisons. It means you are able to do it by yourself or to do it through these object detections ways. So these two function, these two solutions will be launched into the market in the second half years. So you just consult to your local distributor to get more information. Tenman embedded vision is able to do the standard model like item detections, image enhanced, and image identified like barcode scanning, as I just mentioned before. But there's another surcharge function like OCR or number OCR, and the counting or the shape counting or image counting or age counting, or something like measurements. So this kind of function is surcharge, but you can just verify your requirement before you buy this license key from your local distributors. And plug and place, we just launched into the market. This is a very simple tool for the end customers. So you just buy this kind of gripper or effector available from Tenman's website and just download the software package from the portals. From the certain portal, and you are able to get a draft programming from the website. Just download into Tenman's user interface, and you are able to get the draft programming. You just do the field adjustment, then your programming is done. So you don't need to worry about the programming just makes you into the trouble. You just think this very simple way and easy way to do the programming. So this is why we call this a plug and play ecosystem, and welcome very many infector supplier join this system. Especially we just work with OnRobot in this webinar. So you are able to see so many various applications available for the tandem robot, like a screw driving, gluing, soldering, or machine tending, packaging. We have a pelletizing solution, or to work with the AGV supplier for the MR solution, mobile robot solutions. So we just give you this page for the inspiration. You can have more idea, then just go to our local distributor for the further support. So let me introduce our sales channel and distributors in the world. So as I just mentioned, there are over 80 to 100 distributor, tandem distributor available in the world. 10s in the American markets, over 24 now, probably the 30 distributor in the Europe, and 25 distributor in Great China, in China, as well as the 6 in Taiwan, 3 in Japan, 4 in Korea, and 16 in Southeast Asia. Especially we want to emphasize the Southeast Asia, means there are at least 2 distributors in each country, including the Thailand, Vietnam, India, Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand, Australia. So today we work with the DBN for this webinar, which is OnRobot distributor as well. So you can just consult him for the total solution. I think it's very easier to get the solution and to save your time and money. So now I will try to hand over the presentation to Tuan from DBN. Thank you.
Thank you, Owen. I will now give the presentation to Tuan for DBM to present their about DBM.
Hi Neil, hi Owen. My name is Tuấn. I'm from DBM, and today I will give an overview of DBM, distributor of OnRobot and TechmanRobot in Vietnam. And the first, I introduced about DBM. DBM is founded in 2002 by a group of engineering, electrical, and electronic. After further, DBM actually made a turning point in its development. It was that DBM negotiated and obscurely signed a business cooperation contract with Moratech, a Korean company in manufacturing test and measuring equipment on April 26, 2003. Its board had DBM integrate its business to international economic. After that, we had expanded to electronic and automation. We will use a constantly expanded system advancing in integration. DBM has been inspired not only in automation, measuring and test equipment, but also high-tech machine tools. Being distributor of many leading manufacturers in the field, DBM offers a variety of effective and flexible solutions to customers with high quality product, reasonable price, and good after-sales services. And recently, DBM has established a good business relationship with OnRobot and Segment, company leading in the high-tech reaper and cobalt in the world. DBM has recently become authorized distributor of full range of OnRobot and Segment products in Vietnam. In distributor brand, OnRobot, Segment Robot, Infrequent, Butter, Autumn, MMF, and National Instrument. In Snake is a customer of DBM. It's an on-screen. They are a typical client that DBM has been working with. It includes industrial customer and university and academic customer. In industrial customer, we have Samsung for graphical in the on-screen you can see, and almost in university in Vietnam we work with. It's about Vietnam, Germany, and or MIT. Yeah. Thank you for watching. And the next time we will introduce the application. Welcome.
Thank you, Tuan.
Yeah.
So we'll now show 3 videos. So Leo, if you can share the videos, please.
Yeah.
So the first video we're showing today is basically showing how easy it is to install OnRobot products on the Segment cobot. So here you see the quick changer on the robot side that is being installed now. And here you see the cable being connected, so it's being connected not to the gripper itself, but to the quick changer on the robot side. What you see here is basically our compute box. So the integration between Segment and the OnRobot products is the Modbus RTS. So that is where the compute box comes in. So just by the press of a button, you can change from product to product. So it's very, very fast and very, very easy. No unscrewing of cables and so on. So here you see our dual quick changer. So you can mix and match between products. All right, next we will show Mr. Tuan from DBM will present a video. Tuan.
Yeah, okay. Ready.
off your microphone. Okay, it's all right. Okay, so we have thank you, John. We have one more video.
Yeah.
So here we'll show our Gecko SP, our Gecko single pad, and basically what it shows here, it's how easy it is to use this to pick up, in this case, mobile phone screens. And you'll also see that there are no marks left on the screen, as I mentioned earlier when I was presenting about the Gecko SP. So again, as I said, this particular gripper is great for things like glass, ceramics, PCB boards, solar panels, flat, shiny surfaces. They have to be clean. So that's it. We will now go to the Q&A session for the remaining of this session. Thank you very much. So please, as I said, type your questions in the chat box, and we'll be answering them. Thank you. So I hope you all enjoyed the video or the presentations. So if you have any questions, as I said, please type them in the question box. Any questions so far? Any questions from anyone? It can be anything.
Yep.
Just in general, while I'm waiting, in case you're typing in questions, we will give you a link to the video afterwards, so you can have a look at it again in case you need a bit more time to study it. And then you also have our contact information, and at least on OnRobot side, we'll put you on our mailing list, so you are getting updates about all the new products we are going to be releasing in future and so on. But again, it's a good time now, since we are live. If you have any questions to either Techman, DPM, or OnRobot, we still have a few minutes to go.
Okay, we do have a question on the floor from Mr. Singh. Is there any sales representative in India?
Yes, we have plenty. So what I'll do is I'll just reach out to you, Mr. Singh, after this, and then I can put you in contact with them, depending on where in India you're located. So I'll get in contact with you after for this particular thing.
Okay.
Any other questions from anyone?
Okay, so Mr. Singh has another question. What's your sales, marketing, and service support in India? So are you gonna just contact Mr. Singh, Niels? Is that?
Well, I mean, I can ask in general, because it's pretty much the same everywhere. So at least for OnRobot, and I believe the same for Techman in most cases. The way we are selling and the way we are servicing end users is via our certified partners. So we call them partners, but they are basically either distributors or system integrators, or both for that matter. So we don't do any direct selling. I mean, basically the market is too big for us to handle ourselves, which is why we are going through our partners. So they are the ones locally that will send you a quotation, that will guide you technically, that can help you with the integration if needed. So that's how we are operating. In terms of marketing, I mean, they will also do marketing, but of course, for my region, which is South Asia, Southeast Asia, and Oceania, we also have our regional marketing manager based in Singapore, who is doing a lot of activity. In India, for instance, there's been a lot of articles about OnRobot in different media recently, and also coming in the future. So there's different ways of doing this from our side. And this is the same in all countries for that matter. And we don't have any sales representative in India. As I said, this is basically being done through our partners.
All right. Thanks for that, Niels.
Yep. Any other questions from anyone? Anyone from Vietnam? For those of you in Vietnam, you can always reach out to DBM after this. I understand sometimes it might be easier in terms of language and so on, so don't be shy to reach out to DBM.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Owen, anything you want to add on from TechMan's side before we are rounding off?
Yes. OnRobot have multiple distributors in Vietnam, so this is why we want to do a lot of promotion through webinar formats. So you can consult to our local distributor and to get more product information and price strategy and application video or any information. Thank you.
And I think in general for everyone, if you need product demonstrations, this is also something we can arrange through our partners. So don't be shy to ask about that. Sometimes it's good to understand exactly what you're getting and that it works with your particular application. So things like that we can also arrange.
Okay. Are there any more questions on the floor? Right.
Okay, I think we will stop here then. 2 minutes before time, so perfect. Again, thank you to everyone who joined. As I said, we'll just reach out to you afterwards, just with a link to the video download and so on, and also so you have our contact information. So once again, thank you so much for joining, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.